Well, doing the right thing and getting your mindset of being just a good person when it comes to people who are different from you. I think that LA Champagne is just the epitome of trying to make the world a better place. She's put her thoughts and creativity into writing a trilogy, and it's called Common Threads Trilogy 3. Welcome, LA. We're glad you're here.
Hi, how are you, Suzanne?
It's always wonderful talking to you. And here we are to dive in and get the deep encouragement and meaning of book 3 of the trilogy. Laura, why did you start with book 1 and 2? Tell me about them so we can kind of weave them all together.
Well, book one opens up, and it's really two stories. There's a Scottish couple, and there's African Americans, and it's the 1850s, and they get kidnapped and have a terrible time, and they come through the Underground Railroad and land in Chatham. And the other family is from Scotland, and they don't have quite the hardships to go, but they land in Chatham too, and they sort of become one family.
And then book 2?
Book 2 is where the black and white couple that has gotten together through these generations of families, the two families, and they have married, and they are now pregnant. She is, pardon me. And
You have to clarify these days. We don't know. Right?
I know everybody says we're pregnant.
Yeah.
So then she has a terrible time delivering her twins. Her twins, one is black, one is white. And there the story I really wanted opens up with a pair of identical twins with everything except color.
Oh.
So the end of book 2 and all of book 3 concentrates mostly on the twins.
And what is the big message in the trilogy? What is it that if you could stand on the top of a mountain with a megaphone and you could shout that message to the world, what is it you're trying to tell them?
It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what sexual orientation you are. It doesn't matter what your religion is. We're all one people.
Mm-hmm.
And
just be kind, right? Just be nice to each other.
Kind to each other, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I tried to put in my book. And yeah, the ending is nice.
We don't want to give that away because we want to give everybody a reason to read it, to pick it up. A trilogy.
Yes.
Would you write another one again?
I really don't think so.
Okay.
But with this one, I just kept writing and writing and writing. And finally, one day I said, I feel like stopping.
Yeah.
And then it seemed to be in the right place. Yeah. And then from that point, started, I had to separate them because there's over 1,000 pages.
Wow. Was that therapy for you? Do you think that you organized your mind? And, it's so confusing to me how people are prejudiced and racist and so judgmental and everything. Did that help you in any way?
Well, see, with my disability starting to really put me down because I had to quit my volunteer job at the hospital, and that really depressed me.
Sure.
I found that writing my book, and I put my anger in it, I put my heart in it, I put everything.
Yeah. You're going back 150 years up to the 70s, but tell me about how it's relevant to today.
Today, things have gotten even worse. I'm ashamed to say that we're living in a world that has not learned the lessons. And it's unfortunate. And I was hoping my book would help people to understand we're all one people.
Yeah.
Let's be good to each other.
How do you begin to research something like this? This is a heavy topic.
Yeah, it was a very heavy topic, and I had 9 months of research before I even
Wow.
know the word. I knew where I wanted to go with the story, but it took time developing the families. So I developed the families mostly through book one, partway through book two, you know everybody. And unfortunately there's death
Mm.
and sadness in book two, and then twins are born, and that's a ray of sunshine
Hmm.
until they grow up.
So it sounds like life, there's
Yeah,
ups and downs. It sounds like you're taking your readers on a
they
bit of
are
a
two
journey.
little boys, and as I said, one's white, one's black, and one's James and one's John. And you would think twin brothers would get along,
But
but
they represent the world.
they did. They represented the world, unfortunately.
Are those your favorite characters? Because you talk about them with a
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I love my twins.
yeah, yeah.
And their mom and their grandma too. They're in all the way through, pretty
Yeah.
much to the 70s with the boys. Well, with one boy. Um,
Would
and
you
then
oh, go
there's
ahead.
there's hospital, like Sick Kids Hospital is brought into this
Okay,
because of their location in Chatham, and
okay.
one of the boys gets sick, and Sick Kids is brought into it because I was a Sick Kids baby.
It's interesting, that's what my next question was gonna be. I see
Mhm.
the parallel between the children's hospital.
Yeah.
What is the parallel with your passion of trying to open people's eyes to not be so ignorant about being racist and so judgmental? What affected you so profoundly that you would write a trilogy about that?
I just couldn't. I think it was a lot more working at the hospital. I saw so many different shades and, beliefs, and I know lesbians and homosexuals myself, and we're all
We're
people.
all people. We're
We're all
all
people.
humans that need love
Yeah.
and are broken inside in some ways and are
Yes,
wonderful in some
there's a
ways.
lot of broken people out there, and there's a lot of people we can be helping
Yeah.
that are broken.
What would you say to someone who maybe is a person with a disability that has an incredible message and a passion like you do, Lorianne, in your heart to share with the world that's just too insecure to start writing? They feel like they've got too much
Regardless,
to overcome.
yeah, regardless of the disability, whether you can talk or type, you can dictate what's in your head, get it all out there, get somebody with a typewriter or a computer and get it all down. And the self publishing people do help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you, you must have had a lot of support growing up, and
Uh,
I'm gonna guess that you came from a very, warm, loving home. Would you wanna talk about your parents?
um, my real mother left home when I was 13, and Sharon is my stepmother, whom I love very dearly. She's a mother to me, and basically she raised me. That and my sisters, my
Mhm.
older sisters helped too.
Yeah, yeah,
And dad was my core. He was my strength, my hero from day one. he took me to sick kids when I was 8 pounds and had a hole in my back, and he wanted them to fix me because I was living and I was fighting to live. So,
Do you feel like your dad is a big reason why this trilogy was written?
yeah, yeah.
Tell me more.
I adore my father, and I think that a lot of the book is mostly for both of them. For it doesn't say so, but they were my lifeline. And I treated them terribly, around 18, and the world, and I got married, and they didn't want me to, they had their misgivings, and I
They wanted
wouldn't,
the best for you, and
I
they
wouldn't
kinda knew what
listen.
yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't
yeah,
listen,
yeah.
and I just adore them, and I wish them longer life. I want them
That's
around
wonderful.
longer,
Well,
and
Lorianne,
I never expected to be 60, believe me.
wow. You that comes with a loving family,
Mhm,
not just physical care, but you can tell that the emotional and the spiritual and the mental care that you were given is
mhm.
what makes you a good person to wanna share this message about just be a good person. So
Yeah,
thank you.
I've believed my whole core family are good people.
Yes, I love that. Lorianne, you know that this goes by so doggone fast. We could spend so
Yeah,
much more time talking about this, but I
yeah.
just want to say thank you so much. I'm so inspired by the message that you have and what you've had to overcome to write this trilogy. I just am so impressed. I want to encourage listeners and viewers, Common Threads Trilogy, Book 3, get the whole trilogy, give her a great rating. LA Champagne, available Amazon. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.
Thank you, Suzanne.